Shalom. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Makakodash. Alright, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the brothers teaching the truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopeful elect, 1/3 of sincere listeners. Alright, Yahweh be in the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahushai be in the name of his Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Alright, this gospel is truth. The kingdom of heaven, salvation, is for the Israelites, and the Israelites only, who are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and the ones scattered abroad that may look like the other nations, but your spirit resonates with this truth. Alright, you go back to one of the 12 patriarchs, alright, of Jacob. Okay, the kingdom of heaven, salvation is for you. Today's lesson is going to be about, I don't have the exact title yet, but it's going to be about colorism being a new thing in the black, so-called black community. Really, in the world. It's not even just limited to the black community. It's really, it's a new thing on the earth. Okay, color never wasn't an issue. Oh, you're dark skinned, you're light skinned. Like, no, it was never that in the ancient world. It was never like that prior to maybe, 1700s. Okay, officially getting into those years around maybe 1850 through Jim Crow and all that stuff. The 1900s. Okay, but for how long the earth has been here, and history that we know has been around, it was never about color. It was about your lineage, your forefather, who you go back to. That's what determined your race. Okay, that's what determined who you were. Okay, so this colorism thing is a new thing on the earth. All right, men knew, and it's simple math, but whatever, it is what it is. Men knew that, they were the seed of their father. Even women knew that they were of the seed of their father. Okay, their father determined their race, their tribe, their lineage. Okay, no matter what the outcome of what, whoever the father laid with, it didn't change the outcome of the lineage. It may have changed the outcome of the physical, but it never changed the spirit. Okay, the spirit bear witness that that we're Israelites. And so here I'm gonna play this video, and you're gonna hear these two jigs go back and forth over whatever, interracial dating and whatever the fuck. And I'm gonna let it play, and then I might interject, pause and interject, and then I'm gonna bring out some scriptures. And Lord will, you're edified.
There are around 623,000 black Caribbean people in the UK and around 513,000 mixed Caribbean people. By the 2031 census, these numbers may well be the same or be reversed. Do you have an opinion on that?
I did a video recently about this, because basically I made a video about interracial dating.
Yes.
And I can't remember the stat off the top of my head, but black Caribbean men, they're the highest percentage of men that date outside their race, basically.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that this world has been tricked and duped. And it's funny because the man, Esau, the so-called white man, has pretty much the gender war amongst the black community is very high. Okay, we only use each other for sex. The black woman only uses the black man for sex, and the black man only uses the black woman for sex. That's what we've been reduced to. Other than that, our ideologies are totally different, and we're not on the same accord overall. Why? Due to the programming of the so-called white man. Okay, and what the so-called white man has done now was he pretty much hijacked our woman to the point where she thinks like a so-called white man or white woman, both. right? Because it's their ideologies, okay? And you know, Esau actually has a better quote unquote chance because he's in rulership with getting with our woman and actually having some sort of substance, relationship with our woman, okay? Better than the so-called black man does, okay? And this all goes back to the Gardenian pact in Genesis when Eve and the serpent made a pact, man. Okay, the serpent, the so-called white man, beguiled Eve into believing that she would not surely die, and she can taste of the fruit, which was the philosophies of this world, and take part in the different ways of the heathen. All right, and nothing would happen to her, and so that's what's going on now. All right, so I just have to put that out there that our women have been hijacked from us. Okay, on the physical level, yeah, we can get our women all day. Our women want us, so to speak, on the physical level. But when you why do you think most relationships, situationships, whatever you want to call it, with the so-called black man and woman don't really last? It's because our ideologies are off, are not the same. You know what I mean? She's thinking Disney Channel princess, the one and only woman. Man's thinking, okay, I like you, but I like her too. And you're mad at me because I cheated, whatever. You're going to either get back or the relationship's done because of that. Right? So it's just fuck it. That's what it is. It's just fuck it. Why? Whatever. Everybody's just been reduced to sex. That's it. You see what I'm saying? Let's continue on.
So, do I think that that's going to continue? I would say the likelihood is that, yeah, there's a good chance that it may go the other way over the next 10, 15 years. And I think that an element of it, someone left a great comment on my video when I made it, and they said, one thing we've got to account for is that a lot of black Caribbean men over the time, they've been here longer than maybe a Nigerian or a Ghanaian. Generally, we've been here longer, so we've assimilated to the culture a lot quicker, and then we've now kind of gone in, and then a lot of it is second generation black Caribbean boys dating outside their race, and that's kind of what's kind of happened. And I think that that's going to continue, and I think we're going to get to the point where our bloodlines are going to get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. There was I don't remember specifically the podcast, but there was a video of Dr. Umar Johnson. Everyone knows who that is. And he was basically showing some guy in the NFL, and the black guy, it's from the 80s, he had a white wife. Then they had a mixed race child, and the mixed race child had another white, and he was another American footballer, and he had a white child. Then
yeah, but that's an Israelite. You see what I'm saying? That's the confusion of this world. So let's get that real quick, because we can get that. Kansas City Chiefs, is it Patrick Mahomes? I'm going to get this too. I think it's Patrick Mahomes. I believe it's him. Yeah, right? So let's put father or whatever. Okay. This is his father. Okay. Israelite, so-called dark-skinned man, whatever. Dark-skinned. He could probably be a Reubenite, honestly. Okay. But whatever. For the argument's sake, call him a Judite, whatever. Black man, so-called black man, all right? This is him here. This is Patrick Mahomes. He got with an Edomite woman. Okay? But guess what? This child, even though he got with an Edomite woman, so-called Edomite woman, because we don't know, right? But for argument's sake, let's call her Edomite woman, so-called white woman. We'll just call her a so-called white woman. This child is of his father. This is not rocket science, okay? And this child will always be of his father, no matter if this child here wants to get with a so-called white woman. If he now wants to get with a so-called white woman, that's his choice. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? But you're not supposed to marry, right? But they marry into these women, whatever, so to speak. Right? These are concubines. These heathen nation women are concubines. Okay? That means they're a secondary wife. They are a wife. They're basically a wife. Okay? But they're not at the status of an Israelite woman. But the Israelite woman is so far gone, you're better off getting the heathen woman. I'm talking about far gone in the mind, right? Mentally. They don't have that respect overall, okay, for their men. Or they're not taught from young to have respect for men, for so-called black men, for fathers. Is that even if the father's in the house or not, they don't respect men's authority because Esau has given them the ideology not to. Okay, these Edomite women, so-called white women, even though they're brought up in feminism and all that stuff, they're still more feminine. Okay, are they passive aggressive? Are they, are they carrying some? Yeah, of course, we all know that. But a lot of them love Jake, or good amount. I wouldn't even say a lot of them do. A lot of them are very opportunistic when it comes to who they want as a Jake, right? I mean, Jake can get whatever girl he wants, whether he's an average, 9 to 5 Jake or a athlete. But there is a pattern when it comes to that as well. Whatever, that's a topic for another day. We're not going to deny these things. All right, we're judges, so we got to see it from all angles, right? But it just so happened that this is what it is going to be. But Esau set it up to where, in his mind, he thinks he's funneling back the resources to himself, and to some degree, he is. Okay, because the woman, you marry white, you keep, so you think everything's just gonna be in the white community, and you're white passing, right? And all this stuff. Let's, we go to Patrick Mahomes and his family, Patrick Mahomes' wife and kids. All right, so as you can see, this is just one. This is what is this? He was the first generation, and this is just 2 generations. All right, this is 2 generations in, so it doesn't take much for the quote unquote bloodline, not bloodline, but your skin pigment to alter. But guess what? These 2 children here are Israelites. All right, and that's who he was talking about. But they are Israelites. All right. They go back to their father, not their mother. The mother, carries the seed. All right. And so, which is a very important role, especially if you're an Israelite woman. Okay. You're able to carry the seed of your own people. That you should have the most upright integrity and honor for that. You know what I mean? Like that should, but this world is so wicked. You know what I mean? Esau set up the parameters of this world to where, having kid is a burden in this life, in this world. You know what I mean? And even if you have the monetary funds, it's the ideologies that come with it, man. The amount of mind blocking that you have to do in a sense of guarding your children from certain things in this world, and certain things you can't even block and guard because this is what it is. They get corrupted. You know what I'm saying? But you can only try your best. You can only lead by example. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all you can do in this world because we're powerless. We don't have authority over our children. Okay, in the righteous way. Now I'm not. When you hear the word authority, these people think it's some bugged out, wicked thing, man. So now, I guess he has 2. Is it 2 girls? It looks like it's 2 girls, right? So whatever. Now they're, but the funny thing is, okay, these 2 girls now, they not to say, but they're gonna not say break the cycle, but they're probably gonna end up with Jakes because Esau won't be able to handle these Israelite girls, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. Esau, these girls are gonna have too much charisma and swagger. They're gonna want Jake. They're gonna see a brown skin, whatever, a dark skinned Israelite man, whatever. You know what I mean? And they might end up with him. That's if I don't know if it's a boy and a girl. He got like 3 kids now. Shit. Look like he got a boy here. Whatever. You get my point. So okay, this little one though, he might end up with a so-called Edomite girl, right? Following after his father. The girls, because Jake, the thing is with Jake likes foreign girls or exotic looking light-skinned girls, but Jake loves all girls. Okay? Jake loves all girls. You go to the hood, who's Jake dealing with? He's dealing with, he's dealing with Eve, all right, so-called black woman. All right? some in certain hoods, there's northern tribes, so you have the Ephraimite and the Simeonite woman. Jake dealing with them too, right? Those Simeonite men, those Puerto Rican and Dominican men, they're dealing with Eve, the so-called black woman, in certain hoods, right? But we're all Israelites. It doesn't matter. Like, that's just the spirit that's going on, right? I'm just making a point here. But a lot of you people are too caught up on color, man. And color is a new thing on the earth. All right? So this only took 2 generations. So, you lost, quote unquote, pigment. You lost, but they have melanin. That's the thing. They actually do have melanin in them. Okay? Even if they go down the line, they'll still have melanin. It's just not as visible, but they actually have melanin. And you can tell. All right? They have a certain look to them. All right? Their hair texture might be a little different, but they're Israelites. Okay? I don't know if the wife is an Israelite, but if she is, she is. All right? That's whatever. Just because you're Israelite doesn't mean you're going to be saved either. Okay? Just because you're Israelite. But this is just for argument's sake. A lot of you people are just simple and caught up on color. Okay? In the ancient world, right? A woman couldn't say, oh, I don't want to marry this man because he's light skinned or he's dark skinned or he's brown skinned. A woman never had a choice. See, a lot of things now, women have choices, right? They have choice to choose what they want, who they want. They're doing the choosing. They're the gatekeepers of sex. Okay? In this world. All right? So, but in the ancient world, if a man had that paid the dowry to the father, he had the money ready to buy his wife. Okay? A woman didn't have a say in the matter. Oh, he's too short. Oh, he's too tall. Oh, he's too black. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. That was never the case. All right? So a lot of you are just caught up, on this bullshit. And we're going back to order, man. Because order is what is going to be needed to be established on this earth. Okay? Let's go back to this video, finish it up, and then let's see what's up.
And it's just like, within 3 generations, this black man has white grandkids. Yeah. So I think, I don't think
really it take 2, man. You see, I just showed you it took 2 generations because the son married white and had children with her, and within 2 generations you've seen how quote unquote white the children looked.
I think you're right. Within the next 10 or 15 years, it's likely that statistic's going to go the other way.
Yeah.
And so fucking what? Like, not to say, right? We're not going to be here another 10, 15 years. All right? But for argument's sake, right? So fucking what? Okay? So fucking what? All right? A lot of you people are weird, man. And that's why, the scripture say we're going to have many women. A little one shall be 1,000. The strong one is... yeah. Let me just get the scripture, man. I don't want to butcher it, right? And I spoke about this. I spoke about this already. This is Isaiah 60. Isaiah 60 and 22, a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten in his time. So imagine the giants, right? Imagine the elect, who are the giants, okay? They're going to have status and fame, righteous fame and status, not according to this world, right? They're going to be, not a little one, they're going to be giants, right? So imagine them, Lord will of that number, okay? If a little one's gonna have 1,000, one man's gonna be able to multiply his children to 1,000 with his X amount of wives. Okay, how about the giant of Israel? Okay, the elect of Israel being able to do that. You gotta ponder on these things, man. Okay, the point being is that you think, I'm going to speak for myself again. I've made this point before. I'm going to make it again. All right. I want all flavors, okay, of women. I want dark skin. I want light skin. I want brown skin. I want all of that southern kingdom. Okay? I want all the tribes. I want Simeon. I want Ephraim. I want Issachar. I want all the tribes. I want Gad. I want Reuben. You feel me? I want all the tribes, girls. Okay? They're gonna all come looking all different, man. I'm having children, so I'm just gonna, oh, this child came out a little lighter, so I don't like him. I don't love him. I don't love that son. He's light skinned. No, that's bullshit. The Lord made him light skinned. The Lord wants variety. The Lord likes variety. Okay? The Lord wants it that way. Oh, the Lord gave me a dark skinned child. I don't love him the same as I love my brown skinned child or my child I had with my Dominican, my Simeonite wife. I rather no. I don't. I'm not this. I love them all. I'm not discriminating. I'm just happy that I have a something different to to wake up to, every night, so to speak. All right, real talk. That's real talk. That, you know what I mean? Variety is the spice of life. Okay, especially for a man. A woman does not have that option. Okay, I pray in the kingdom. Whatever, it's up to the Lord. Certain, obviously, the brothers that look like the so-called heathens, they're gonna get back their phenotype, going back to their allotted tribe, right? That's already a given. You know that. But amongst Israel, there is let me get that scripture real quick. Jeremiah 12:9. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. Slakia. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye assemble, all the beasts of the field come to devour. The heritage of the Lord is Israel. Okay? And we come in all different shades of brown, whatever, pigment of color, melanin, whatever you want to call it. Some of us looking like the heathen right now. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Okay? Even I mentioned the tribes, but what about the heathen women? When we have children with the heathen women. Okay? Maybe, just maybe not the men that would be coming out looking a little mixed or exotic, so to speak, but the children, the women, the daughters, they might come out. If you deal with a so-called Moabite woman or a Filipino woman, whatever, Moabite, so-called Chinese, the daughter her eyes might be a little slant, that Blasian look. Some brothers want that Blasian look. You don't think the Lord can make that happen in the kingdom? So, to where women have that certain exotic, quote unquote, exotic look. You know what I mean? And that daughter's still an Israelite. She's still an Israelite. Okay? The Lord can do all things, man. All right? And best believe all these women, they're going to be having twins, triplets, quadruplets, octuplets. Because we got to bring back the nation. Okay? So best believe all that's going to be happening, man. Woman just, woman, you breed her once, she had 8, already coming out with 8 kids at one time. That's 8 kids. And you never have to worry about, how am I going to take care of these kids? Because you're in the kingdom of heaven, baby. You're in rulership. You know what I'm saying? You're righteous. You're in their perfect body, man. Your woman is in her perfect body, having painless births. Painless. Not the heathen woman, though. The Israelite woman. Okay? The Israelite woman just popping out children. No labor pains. Damn. Imagine that. You know what I'm saying? No, whatever. No moon cycle pains and stuff like that. Cramps and stuff like that for the Israelite woman. Just, okay, it's another day as usual. It is what it is. Time of the month, whatever. No big deal. I just gotta go to my outhouse, which is gonna be a mansion. Separate. I gotta be separate from my husband right now. I gotta be separate from others. Okay, I'm gonna have the heathen woman are gonna come clean it up anyways, like clean up my mess, whatever. Okay, it's just gonna be love. Everything's gonna be in order. You know what I mean? A lot of you people, man, you're too caught up on skin tone and variation, man. Because who cares if the UK, it turns out to be very light skinned, or or on the lighter side. So who gives a fuck? Because you're still Israelites. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of you are bugged out in the mind over that shit. You know what I mean? And that's your problem. You're bugged out. You know? Let me see. Did he say? Did he finish this? Okay, it's done. It's done. Umar. This was Umar's video. Fucking Umar. Fucking guy. Anyways, you see, you're a demon too, bro. Snow bunnies never. Who gives a fuck, bro? Are you worried about where the next man sticks his rod? You see what I'm saying? A lot of you niggas is dick watching and homos, bro. Real shit. I'm not worried about where the next man sticks his rod, bro. You see what I'm saying? Alright? If a man wants to be with an Edomite woman or whatever, a woman outside of his race, so be it, man. Maybe he gets more love and affection there. He's treated better there. Okay? You can't choose. You know what I'm saying? And whatever. The Lord's gonna bring back the union with our people, right? That's the balance of it. That's the hope, right? That's why we want the kingdom of heaven anyways. Bring back the unification of the tribes, and then, you know, the unification of with man and woman of our nation. Okay? Back to its righteous order. You know? But let's get this as well. Numbers 1 and 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, their lineage according to the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, for 20 years old and upwards by their polls. All right, so your father determines your race, lineage, and tribe. Okay? It's not rocket science. It's not hard. You're not half nothing. I don't give a fuck. You're half. You believe in these made-up landmarks, these friggin' made-up countries. All right, you have people telling you that you're not really American. You're African American. So what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. All right, get the fuck out of here. Let me get this. AI overview. When did colorism become a thing in this world? And then put Jim Crow, whatever. Colorism, the discrimination against individuals with darker skin tones and preference for lighter, more Eurocentric features, became deeply entrenched, systemic, and widely practiced phenomenon in the United States during the era of chattel slavery, and it was significantly intensified and institutionalized during the Jim Crow era, approximately 1877 to the mid 1960s. All right. So before that, and this was not long ago, you people are just operating on a very low vibration. Okay, you really think this is the pinnacle of life, and this is it, and yeah, it's always been that way. No, this is new. Okay, color did not fucking matter. It didn't. It never did. Having melanin is not a fucking big deal because you're supposed to have melanin. Okay? It's simple and plain. It's not rocket science. But you guys are caught up on this bullshit like it fucking matters. It doesn't fucking matter. You guys are... man, stress me out, man. I'm tired of these stupid ass arguments that are popping up online and these petty podcasts, these weird podcasts and shit, like causing beer confusion, man. While prejudice regarding skin color have existed in various global cultures for shut the fuck up for millennia. Get the fuck out of here. Nope. This don't, because Esau's trying to deviate from what he's done. This is under the doing of Esau Edom, man. Fuck AI. See, AI will always chat shit. Okay? Was established as a tool of white supremacy. See, they're trying to, oh yeah, this happened globally amongst other races and cultures. Shut the fuck up. The specific form of colorism in the U.S. Nah, it was about race. It was always about race. Who you go back to? Oh, those are those people. You know what I'm saying? was established as a tool of white supremacy to divide the African American community. But not, motherfucker, this was worldwide. This is worldwide. All Western countries, this is what you've done, so-called white man, Esau, Edom. All right? This is what you've done. So don't play that bullshit card, you know what I'm saying? I don't really need to read all that. It's whatever. You get the point. Go look it up. Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in the mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. There's a veil that's spread over all the nations, not knowing who they are. Okay, which, you know, the truth of lineage and race and heritage and all that stuff. All right, but you know, overall, these nations know to some degree. They just don't know on a biblical level. Okay, who they go back to, and that's gonna get beaten back into them in the kingdom of heaven. All right, especially you Israelites, you're gonna know. Obviously, the Lord's gonna make you perfect. He's not gonna beat it into you after you know, you 2/3 you're gonna have to die, whatever. Judgment. It's not just gonna be death. It's gonna be hardcore pain and judgment. Okay, because you're wicked and you're rebellious. The Lord don't fuck with that shit. All right, the Lord don't fuck with rebellion, man. So fuck around and find out if you know what I'm saying? Because we're beating the drums, and we're blowing the trumpet, we're sounding the trumpet, we're giving the warning. All right, so if you people don't want to come out of this simple ass, stupid ass ideology of color and light skin, dark skin, brown skin, whatever the fuck, the Lord's gonna kill you, man. Because that's simple, stupid ass Jim Crow argument. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's gonna wipe you off the face of the earth if you can't get over 2 + 2 = 4, motherfucker. And a lot of everything I just showed you was 2 + 2 = 4. Matter of fact, motherfucker, everything I showed you was 1 + 1 = 2. Basic. Truth. All right, that's it. So with that, Lord will, you're edified. We say shalom to the next.